helmet and dress for current conditions. Check with your bait shops or fishing clubs to learn more about local ice conditions. Never drink and ride. Every year, we lose Wisconsinites to snowmobile crashes that could have been prevented. The thrill of snowmobiling doesn't need to be life-threatening. Make sure you reach your destination safely every time. For more safety tips or to find a trail near you, visit dnr.wi.gov.
Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller leads the WJFW Weather Watch team to bring you the most up-to-the-minute weather information. Utilizing industry-leading technology, WJFW's award-winning weather team has you covered so you can stay on top of the ever-changing systems in the North Woods. Watch the replays and get the forecasts at WJFW.com. Your weather forecast 24/7 on WJFW.com.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, teachers in Madison protest the school district's plan to begin in-person learning next week. We'll learn what they're asking for. Plus,
another nice day is ahead with 40s in the forecast, but when will 50s get here? Your full forecast is coming up.
Help is on the way.
And senators are expected to pick back up the debate over the COVID-19 relief bill at 9 a.m. this morning, just hours after finishing a reading of the entire 628-page bill. It's Friday, March 5th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 today starts now.
good morning, and thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Marissa Silvas alongside Peter Dubois. And Peter, we really have had a pretty fantastic week out there, and yesterday was no exception.
No, absolutely. You really just hit the nail on the head. It's been great. The sun's been shining. You know, the one negative is all the snow melts, but for some, they may see that as a positive.
Exactly. Lots of melting. My son and I went for a quick walk yesterday, and he was just in his regular shoes, and they got soaked. I felt bad. He loves stomping in those puddles, so he's happy. But for more on what to expect for today and the rest of this weekend, let's head right on over to our weather center. And Devin Biggs in for a first check of our forecast. And Devin, sounds like that sunshine's going to be back again.
Yes, and for the next few days, too, temperatures warming up each and every day. The 50s, those temperatures actually trending up. So some nice news in that department, too, if you love the warmer weather. But this morning, a nice quiet start there, working on the Derby track in Eagle River again this morning. But we can definitely show you that more snow continues to melt. There's a lot of water in the snow, so it may not look like it's melting very fast, but we're seeing all the water melting out of that snow, so we will be seeing it going away very soon. We do have a few thin clouds moving through this morning. We're trying to show a few little bits of precipitation on there, but none of that hitting the ground. Anything that is falling is evaporating before it hits the ground. Your remote learning forecast for today, lots of sunshine today, lower 40s by the afternoon period. Your full forecast is coming up.
Teachers in Madison are protesting the school district's plan to begin in-person learning next week, just as a decision to vaccinate educators was announced. Teachers and staff from Mendota Elementary School, as well as East and La Follette High Schools, took their virtual lessons outside as part of a teach out in protest. The Madison Metropolitan School District has decided to resume in-person classes for younger students next week, with kindergartners returning on Tuesday and then first and second graders following the week after. Many teachers say they don't feel it's safe for students to return and that teachers need to be vaccinated before any in-class instruction resumes. Thursday's protest comes as the school district announced SSM Health will provide 1,200 of its teachers and staff vaccinations during a mass clinic next Friday.
And while the number of new confirmed COVID-19 cases in Wisconsin has now been trending down for a couple of months, the number of weekly deaths is also down to its lowest level since August. On Thursday, the State Department of Health Services reported 12 new deaths across the state, bringing our rolling 7-day average down to 11. DHS also reported 677 new confirmed cases. That brings our rolling 7-day average for cases down to 522. And in our 12-county north central Wisconsin region, the department reported 15 people in the hospital with COVID-19 right now. They say just 4 of those are in the ICU.
And taking a closer look at our numbers locally, Oneida, Price, and Clark County Health Departments reported just 1 new case. No new cases in both Forest and Lincoln counties. Down in Marathon County, 7 new cases were reported, an active total of 270. Portage County reported 7 new cases as well. 3 new cases in Adams County, and Langlade, Vilas, and Wood counties did not report.
And as far as the vaccine rollout goes, DHS reports just shy of 1 million people in Wisconsin, or almost 17% of the state, have received at least 1 dose. Menominee County has the highest vaccination rate in the state at 30%. Taylor County has the lowest at just over 10%.
Wisconsin has now launched its online registry where people can sign up to receive the coronavirus vaccine if they're eligible. However, so far only 1 health department is participating. The registry was supposed to launch on March 1st, but was delayed as workers tried to fix issues and transition people into the new system. The only vaccinator currently participating is the community clinic in Janesville. However, 4 local health departments were testing the registry and could start using it soon, and those include the health departments of Marathon and Oneida counties.
The Wisconsin DHS has announced a toll-free number you can call for personal assistance with the vaccine-related questions. That number is 844-684-1064. The new call center is equipped to help people find vaccine locations, answer medical questions related to the vaccine, and assist with registration. You can also find that number on the Wisconsin DHS website. Just search COVID-19 vaccine.
55 entries have advanced to the semifinal round of the annual Wisconsin Governor's Business Plan Contest. And this includes the Rhinelander business Replace a Lace. The contestants were selected from a field of more than 250 qualified first-round entries by an independent panel of almost 80 judges that were organized through the Wisconsin Technology Council and its programs. The 55 entries competing in Phase 2 of the contest will write 1,000-word executive summaries, and the contest is meant to encourage entrepreneurs in the startup stage of tech-enabled businesses here in Wisconsin. It helps connect them with a network of resources, advice, educational, and talent.
A Madison woman's final wishes asked her loved ones to make a donation to Senator Ron Johnson's opponent in the 2022 election. And instead of flowers, and according to her obituary, Carol Rainey Linden was a house mother for Alpha Epsilon Phi sorority at the University of Wisconsin-Madison campus for over 20 years. Although her final request was to fund Johnson's competitor, Senator Johnson has not declared his next political move. According to NBC Madison, he doesn't feel the pressure to make a decision anytime soon.
While most of you were sleeping, the 628-page COVID relief bill was being read out loud, and that went well into this morning. And there's still more work to be done, with plans to pick back up at 9 a.m. But as Britt Conway reports, Democratic leaders promise they will pass the bill before next week, with or without Republican support.
The people of this country have suffered far too much for too long. We need to relieve that suffering. The American Rescue Plan does just that.
That plan is in the hands of the Senate now, and the division is painfully clear. Starting at 3:20 Thursday afternoon, all 628 pages of the $1.9 trillion bill were read aloud. And yes, that means everything.
Table of contents for this act is as follows.
The reading took more than 10.5 hours until just after 2 o'clock Friday morning. A delay tactic by Republican Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin. Hours later, they're back for the vote-a-rama, when they'll vote on amendments to the bill. And Johnson said he might move to stretch out that process too. Republicans say the bill calls for too much spending and too little bipartisanship along the way.
The only thing bipartisan about their bill was the opposition to it.
At the end of the day, there was a lot of spending that really can't be accounted for.
That the $1.9 trillion plan has good objectives, but it's massively misdirected.
But Democrats say now is the time to be bold.
Put the money into the economy to make sure that we can recover quickly.
You've got to get the funding out there, and you've got to make sure our economy is strong.
And the majority leader says he expects the Senate to finish the bill this week.
Help is on the way.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Once the Senate votes on that bill, it'll be sent back to the House for final approval and then to the president for his signature.
Oh, coming up in our international news, hundreds of Nigerian schoolgirls were reunited with their families after being kidnapped last week.
Plus, a strong earthquake rattled parts of New Zealand. We'll have those stories and more news from around the world when we come back.
When you shop and donate to Goodwill, the good starts with you. Whether you shop Goodwill for the thrill of the treasure hunt, incredible values on one-of-a-kind items, do-it-yourself project inspiration, or brand names for less, you can feel good about the impact you make. Your support keeps items out of the landfill and fuels job training and opportunities for people with barriers to employment in your community. When you shop and donate at Goodwill, Goodwill starts with you.
A technical education is more valuable and essential than ever, with 2/3 of careers in 2020 requiring hands-on skills. Nicolet College provides a quality education and programs that are more flexible, affordable, and relevant in today's careers. For added flexibility, select programs offer monthly start dates and personalized learning. Plus, with courses offered on campus or online, there's a program suited for everyone. Nicolet College is the next step toward your successful career.
Hi, my name is Betty. I had taken a fall in November and, unbeknownst to me, got a horrible whiplash. Dr. Scher was the first one to tell me, well, you know, Betty, you've got 2 bulging discs and a pinched nerve. So I signed up with Dr. Scher. It worked. It worked. I mean, I now have full range of motion. It was life-changing. I don't have any pain.
Are you suffering with back or neck pain and considering the possibility of surgery? At the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau, we incorporate the latest technologies, including high-intensity laser therapy that provides the highest success rates in helping people just like you avoid back and neck surgery. With our treatments, there are no drugs and no surgery. Just relief. Call today for a free spinal disc severity consultation and see if our treatments are right for you. Call 715-203-4392 or visit us at spinalaid.com. Start living your life pain-free.
And welcome back. We've made it to Friday morning and temperatures a little all over the place. 17 degrees in Merrill, 26 degrees in Rhinelander, 18 degrees in Eagle River. A few clouds moving from the north to the south this morning, keeping temperatures up. And highs will be nice again today. They were actually nice again yesterday. The 3rd day in a row since our streak broke, we've had temperatures above average. In the general trend, we have been above average. And guess what? We're going to continue that trend into the lower 40s today and tomorrow. Middle 40s on Sunday. Middle 50s. I will stress the word 50s then. Upper 50s on Tuesday before we start cooling things back down. So temperatures really getting warm. Another average high only at 32 degrees. So we could still see snow for this time of the year in March and even in April too. We've had a few winter storms in the past during that time frame too. But otherwise, the long range forecast showing good probabilities that this warm up will continue into the 30s and 40s for a while too. The darker the shade of red is, the better the probability is that we will be above average for March 10th through the 14th. But here we are. Things are looking quiet this morning. You're seeing a few returns showing up here. Any moisture that's up in the atmosphere is evaporating before it hits the ground as the air is very dry for us this morning. And it's going to remain dry all day long. High pressure really is actually on top of us. And we're really going to see a good amount of sunshine today, helping to boost those temperatures up. But also a pattern change on the way too, with finally some chances of precipitation on the way. It actually starts next week. And again, a longer range forecast showing good chances will be above average in the precipitation department, which overall is good news. We're still in abnormally dry conditions, but with the snow on the ground and some frozen storm sewers, that could create some flooding out there too, so we'll need to watch that. And here's the latest drought monitor just released yesterday. We're still in just abnormally dry conditions, but we'll need to watch this as we head into growing season. But here's Futurecast for today. We do have a few clouds moving through for a little while this morning, but that will clear out with plenty of sunshine during the afternoon period. Maybe a few thin clouds at times. But as we head towards tonight, it's going to be another interesting situation. We saw this happening earlier this week where we saw some clouds across our northern counties and clear skies across our southern counties. That could happen again tonight. So some of you might see clouds, others may see clear skies. So temperatures could be a little all over the place for a little while before that begins to break up, and we'll see a good amount of sunshine as we head into your Saturday. Now your forecast for today, 41 degrees, lots of sunshine with a light northwest breeze, not too shabby at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Generally mostly clear tonight. Again, we could see some clouds moving in from north to south off of Lake Superior. Areas that will be clear will get chilly tonight to around 5 degrees as the wind goes calm. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. Look at this. Temperature is nice. Lots of sunshine in the forecast too. Before we say hello to rain chances as we head towards Tuesday, a small chance Tuesday with better chances on Wednesday. But look at these temperatures. Middle to upper 50s. Spring showing an appearance early, but beware, we can still get snow for this time of the year.
Thanks, Devin. A strong 7.2 magnitude earthquake struck off the east of New Zealand's North Island on Thursday. It prompted a tsunami warning that was later withdrawn, although residents were asked to stay alert.
And that was followed by an even more powerful magnitude 8.1 aftershock. There were no immediate reports of damage, but the National Emergency Management Agency advised people in some of those coastal areas to move immediately to higher ground. Local civil defense authorities say the tsunami threat would continue for several hours. The closest major city to the epicenter is Gisborne, with a population of about 35,000. People near the coast in that area were told to evacuate, and aftershocks are still being recorded in that area.
Hundreds of schoolgirls kidnapped last week from a school in northwestern Nigeria were reunited with their families on Wednesday. The girls aged 10 and over were brought back to the school from where they were abducted. The government last week said 317 had been kidnapped, but the state governor said 279 girls were freed on Tuesday. It was not clear if the higher number was an error or if some girls were still missing. Officials said bandits were behind the abduction, and they were referring to the groups of armed men who operate in the state and kidnap for money.
Demonstrators in Myanmar protesting last month's seizure of power by the military returned to the streets on Thursday, undaunted by security forces shooting dead at least 38 people a day earlier. On Wednesday, the death toll was the highest since the February 1st takeover, when the military ousted the elected government of leader Aung San Suu Kyi. More than 50 civilians, mostly peaceful protesters, are confirmed to have been killed by police and soldiers since then. Wednesday's highest death toll was in Yangon, the country's biggest city, and there were efforts at holding new protests today in at least 3 different areas of Yangon. According to accounts on social media, police again used force to try and disperse those crowds.
Coming up in our medical news, a new study reveals how screen time could affect eating habits in teens.
Plus, we'll take a look at just how much food is thrown out all around the world. We'll have those stories and more health news when we return. Mondays on Newswatch 12 today features Mugshot Monday. But what exactly is Mugshot Monday?
It starts with the opportunity to win a 12-ounce bag of coffee, with the coffee being sourced from in between the tropics across the world, then brought in here to Eagle River Roasters and roasted to perfection.
Have a good day.
And with that, you'll also win an Eagle River Roasters coffee mug, perfect for that first cup of coffee with your favorite morning crew.
Join us on Monday mornings to see this week's winner.
Register online at WJFW.com.
The sun is incredible. It makes our Lipton tea leaves better, which makes the smooth tea taste better and time together even better. And drinking Lipton can help support a healthy heart. Lipton is a proud sponsor of the American Heart Association's Life is Why campaign.
All right, I brought in Ensure Max Protein to give you the protein you need with less of the sugar you don't. I'll take that.
30 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. Drink, play, and win big in the Powered by Protein Challenge.
How many times have you searched the same thing? What to make for dinner, kid-friendly meals, easy party food. Stop searching and look no further than the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, with new recipes every day on Newswatch 12 Today and Newswatch 12 at 6. The Test Kitchen has you covered for every meal, snack, and craving. Now, how many ways can you say, "Ooh, it's so good"? Mr. Food Test Kitchen, brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio and Golden Carrot Jewelers.
Snowmobiling is a great way to find your adventure outdoors. And with thousands of trails to explore across Wisconsin, there's something new to discover at every turn. No matter which trail you ride, think smart before you start. Wear a helmet and dress for current conditions. Check with your bait shops or fishing clubs to learn more about local ice conditions. Never drink and ride. Every year, we lose Wisconsinites to snowmobile crashes that could have been prevented. The thrill of snowmobiling doesn't need to be life-threatening. Make sure you reach your destination safely every time. For more safety tips or to find a trail near you, visit dnr.wi.gov.
And welcome back. Temperatures starting off a little all over the place this morning. Some of you are in the teens, some of you are in the 20s, but we're all going to warm up today into the lower 40s with plenty of sunshine that will be out and about.
Thanks, Devin. Vaping marijuana may take the greatest toll on the lungs of young people.
This tops our medical news this morning. And that's according to a new study from the University of Michigan. Researchers asked nearly 15,000 12 to 17-year-olds about their recent tobacco and marijuana use and if they'd have had any respiratory symptoms. The teens were about twice as likely to report wheezing or whistling in the chest after vaping marijuana than after using e-cigarettes, regular cigarettes, or smoking weed. But experts stress none of those habits are safe or healthy.
And new research suggests spending countless hours in front of a screen could trigger binge eating in preteens. The study looked at data from more than 11,000 9 and 10-year-olds, and it showed each additional hour that they spent on social media was linked with a 62% higher risk of binge eating disorders 1 year later. Then each hour spent watching streaming TV was associated with a 39% higher risk. However, this does not mean that the habits actually cause binge eating.
A United Nations analysis reveals over 1/6 of all food produced across the world gets thrown away. The report looks at the food waste in grocery stores, restaurants, and in homes in 54 countries. And it showed 931 million tons of food was tossed in 2019. Most of this waste, 11% of total food, was in private homes. In fact, the average American throws away 174 pounds of food every year in their own household. The report also found food waste is not just a problem in high-income countries.
Well, it's now about 5:20, and coming up next in sports, the Bucks battled it out against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Plus, the Brewers welcome in a new star outfielder. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The following was performed by everyday riders like you. Please try it home. Matt's a straight ripper.
I heard the turbo and I was just giggling under my helmet.
Look at that.
I look like a pro. Woohoo!
Dude, I love that thing.
See your local Northern Wisconsin and UP Ski-Doo dealers.
Hi, I'm Scott.
I'm Allie.
And this is our family from Shoulders RV and Marine.
If this year has taught us anything, we believe it's taught us we need to get back to the good old days of enjoying the outdoors, camping, boating, and buying from small businesses. Here at Shoulders RV and Marine, we love our Ranger boats. If you're looking for a nice aluminum, fiberglass, or pontoon boat, Ranger is the best boat on the water. Sales, rentals, parts, or service.
We'd love you to think of us.
Shoulders RV and Marine, across from Menards, Rhineland.
What are you doing? Dude, I'm so excited. I just can't wait for summer.
Can't wait to get on the water? Then get to American Marine and Motorsports for extended boat show deals. We have tens of thousands of dollars left in manufacturer rebates. Walk in or go to our website and book your VIP shopping experience now. Get the lowest prices guaranteed and pick from the most boats and pontoons in stock than anywhere else. Don't get left out in the cold. Get to American Marine. Shawano.
I created Teeter so people could live healthier, more active lives. I know what it's like to have back pain. When I found Inversion, it changed my life forever, and I believe it can change yours. In just a few minutes a day in your own home to help relieve back pain, relieve stress, improve posture, rejuvenate joint health, and build core strength.
The Teeter offers natural relief from back pain, targeting the source of the ache by relaxing tense muscles and providing decompression that can help realign the spine, restore nutrients to the discs, and reduce painful nerve pressure.
Medical research studies have shown the benefits of Inversion, and over 3 million people have put their trust in Teeter to feel better, move better, and live better. I'm in my 80s, and I feel great.
Now, you can try the Teeter Fit Spine for 30 days for just $14.95, and we'll ship it to you for free. Call now.
Welcome back. The NBA All-Star Game is coming up on Sunday night, and Giannis Antetokounmpo will be taking part as part of Team LeBron. But before that fun can begin, they had one more game to play. The Bucks were in Memphis to take on the Grizzlies, and we're going to go straight to the fourth quarter. This game was wild. Pat Connaughton has an open look. He hits the three to give Milwaukee the lead, but then on the other end of the floor, Ja Morant gets into the paint and a tough finish down low. That puts the Grizzlies up by 1. Now here comes Jrue Holiday, a little shake and bake, pulls up, buries the dagger, and the Bucks get the tough win on the road, 112-111.
And David Stearns was a busy man over the last day or two, not only keeping the Brewers running properly in Arizona, he also made a nice splash in free agency too. Milwaukee signed outfielder Jackie Bradley Jr. early on Thursday morning. Bradley inked a deal for 2 years worth $24 million with an opt-out possibility. JBJ spent all 8 years of his career in Boston, where he was a member of 2 World Championship teams. He also won a Gold Glove back in 2018. The Brewer outfield now boasts 2 Gold Glove winners, and with Bradley and Lorenzo Cain, plus former MVP Christian Yelich, a decent amount of hardware among that talented group.
I would say so. And Major League Baseball is going to start their regular season in less than a month now. And with the pandemic still an issue, everyone wants to know what games are going to look like for fans. In Milwaukee, the health department's given the Brewers the green light to welcome back a limited number of fans for the first time in 18 months. The Brewers plan to have about 12,000 people in the stands of American Family Field for opening day. That's 25% capacity. The team's front office is hopeful that that's just the starting point, and fan safety will be a top priority. Everyone's going to be required to wear masks when they're not eating or drinking. Seating pods will ensure fans remain 6 feet away from others, and no tailgating will be allowed.
Maybe a small group of 4 people, you know, with a grill in the back of the trunk is not a problem, but, you know, things can become 4 can become 40, and then 40 can become 80. And obviously what we're trying to avoid is, you know, close contact.
As for some of the other major league teams, the St. Louis Cardinals will be starting the season with 32% capacity. The Cincinnati Reds have received approval for 30%, and the Cubs and the Pirates' plans have yet to be determined. But really exciting. I know a ton of Brewers fans were talking about this yesterday, and everyone's looking forward to being able to participate and attend sporting events, especially baseball when the weather gets nice. And but of course, you guys, that big change is going to be tailgating. It's a big part of being at a Brewers game, unlike, you know, other places around the country.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be different, right? And we're going to slowly get back to normal. But just to be able to be back in the stands again is so special. There really is just something. It's an incredible feeling with, you know, sitting in a baseball stadium and just watching that game, eating that dog, having a nice drink on a nice day. So there really is something that's special about that.
Oh, yeah. Priceless experience being in the stands, regardless of what the sport, whether it's an exciting game or maybe not an exciting game. And definitely will feel like normal again to be able to get back to that. And hopefully we continue to slowly move in that direction. This morning, though, weather starting to slowly move towards spring. At least it's feeling like it right later on today. But right now outside this morning still feels like winter. We have temperatures that are cool. And they're working on the Derby track this morning with plenty of snow still on the ground. It's that crusty snow at this rate with temperatures that are 26 degrees in Rhinelander, 13 degrees in Phillips. A little bit of all over the place in the temperature department this morning with a few clouds that are moving through this morning. No precipitation being seen at all. Anything that you see on radar is not hitting the ground. But a travel forecast on this Friday, upper 40s across the western parts of the state as we head towards tonight, or head towards the central part of the state, 41 degrees, plenty of sunshine, and down toward the south, we'll do lower 40s under mostly sunny skies. We'll have more coming up after the break.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. With over 40 filtration systems, including the world's best softener, no one filters more than Culligan Water. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Sullivan's Log Home Restoration and Remodel is your choice for log home maintenance, guaranteeing you a beautiful looking home. Sullivan's does their own milling and specializes in log replacements, sandblasting, staining, and chinking. With more than 30 years of business, Sullivan's is dependable and trustworthy, carefully tending to every detail on your home. Call us today for your free on-site estimate. Sullivan's Log Home Restoration and Remodel, serving Eagle River and the surrounding areas.
My name's Arthur, Merrill, Wisconsin. In August of 2019, I started getting numbness in my feet. By July of 2020, my feet were so numb, I lost a sense of balance. I thought I was walking on stilts. I seen this ad for Spinal Aid. I took 20 treatments from them, and by then my feet were 90% better and no longer felt as I was walking on stilts.
Are you experiencing weakness, numbness, and/or pain in your feet or hands? These sensations might even be affecting other areas of your body along with your balance. You might have already been diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy and are taking drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, or Cymbalta that never seems to help. Neuropathy pain ultimately diminishes your quality of life. Call Spinal Aid of Wausau today to see if our treatment methods are right for you. Call 715-203-1508 to schedule your neuropathy severity consultation or visit us at spinalaid.com.
Welcome to Land O'Lakes, Serenity at the top of Wisconsin.
Stay with us at the Gateway Lodge in Land O'Lakes. Relax in our indoor pool, delicious dinners, and the coziest lounge in town. Come back to tradition at the historical Gateway Lodge.
You're watching News Watch 12 today with Marissa Silvas, Peter Dubois, and Devin Biggs.
Good morning, and thanks for waking up with us today. It's Friday, March 5th. Well, during the pandemic, a lot of parents have noticed their children falling behind due to virtual learning.
That's right, and now schools all across the state are considering starting early next year to make up for that gap. Katie Crowther from our sister station in Milwaukee has the story.
Kids learning through a computer screen or phone screen while at home like this has likely taken quite a toll on student comprehension.
Districts are now figuring we need to understand how far behind our students are compared to what they would have been otherwise, and then decide what to do about it.
Dr. Curtis Jones studies and evaluates Wisconsin's education system. He says there's no real data yet for our state when it comes to knowing specific achievement gaps created by the pandemic. He points to a national study done by the Northwest Evaluation Association.
They estimated that students are developing their reading skills about 2/3 as fast as they would have been had they been in regular school instruction. And math even more impactful, about half as fast as they would have been otherwise. Students who and families who are more marginalized to begin with typically bear the brunt of the impact.
One possible solution being thrown in the mix affects when kids return to school after summer break.
We're making sure that next year we start, maybe even start early.
Wisconsin's Department of Public Instruction has long established September 1st as the first day of the school year for state public schools. Evers says they could change that temporarily, but it would be up to each school district on whether it wants to bring students back to class earlier.
I think giving more districts local control and allowing them to make the decisions that are best for their students is really promising.
Shorewood is considering making changes to next year's school calendar.
We have a medical advisory group that has spoken to us a little bit about their recommendations around starting early so that we can use the outdoor space more, take advantage of the fact that it's warmer in August.
Better weather means the ability to keep school windows open for ventilation. But starting the school year early could impact summer plans and scheduling for a lot of families. We expect to hear what some districts like Shorewood plan to do within the next few weeks.
Definitely good that they're already talking about that, and we certainly don't want any students to fall behind, but you can't help but just feel for everyone in the situation and recognize that teachers and students have been doing an incredible job at adjusting to everything.
Absolutely. A lot of work to be done before that school year starts up in the fall, but looking outside this morning, it's beginning to feel a little bit more like spring, Marissa. For more on that, let's head on over to our Weather Center with Devin Biggs in for a first check of our forecast. And Devin, really all week has been a treat outside.
Oh, without a doubt, and we're going to continue that for the next several days, too. And a very quiet start to the day, too. They're working on the snowmobile track over in Eagle River this morning. They have the snow-making machines going again, as they'll need to make snow because we don't have any in the forecast anytime soon. Let's show you what's going on right now. We do have a little bit of snow on the ground outside of that, where a lot of that's going to continue to melt as temperatures will be warming up. As we do have a few clouds moving through right now, nothing hitting the ground for us, even though you do see a few returns on the radar. But temperature is a little all over the place. Some areas are in the teens. Other areas are reporting in the 20s this morning. But we're all going to warm up today, starting off in the teens and 20s as you get the kids off to school under partly cloudy skies. And as the kids come home, 40 degrees with lots of sunshine.
Thanks, Devin. In Madison, the budget battle continues between Governor Tony Evers and the legislature. The Wisconsin Counties Association hosted an exchange with legislative leaders to see where they fall on certain budget issues. Republicans in the Assembly say they plan to throw out the governor's budget proposal and start from scratch. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos says Evers' plans do not align with what they feel is best for the state.
We're going to throw out his entire budget like we have done before. We'll start from scratch. We will end up building a budget that focuses on our priorities and the ones of the state of Wisconsin.
Democrats were more enthusiastic about the governor's plan, which includes increased spending on infrastructure. One area of possible compromise is broadband expansion. However, Democrats say policy restrictions are the major barrier.
Consider why they won't go and how we can correct those, find other providers that, and the other thing is I think we have to look at policy in general when it comes to broadband.
The budgeting process in Wisconsin takes place every 2 years. Evers' plan includes tax increases on the wealthy, marijuana legalization, and a massive investment in education infrastructure. That budget is unlikely to make it through the Republican-controlled Assembly and Senate, though Evers does have veto power over whatever they come up with.
And Charter Communications has announced plans to deliver gigabit high-speed broadband to approximately 143,000 underserved Wisconsin homes and small businesses. More than $668 million will be invested in Wisconsin, which includes an expected private investment of at least $500 million by Charter and more than $168 million in support won by Charter in the FCC's Rural Digital Opportunity Auction. The effort is part of the company's recently announced expected investment of approximately $5 billion, offset by $1.2 billion in RDOF support to expand Charter's network to what the FCC estimates to be more than 1 million homes and small businesses in lower density, mostly rural communities across 24 states.
The Demmer Memorial Library in Three Lakes has opened their Maple Room to private book sale shopping. You can do that during regular open hours, and if you'd like to shop, you can make an appointment or stop by the front desk. For COVID-19 safety, you'll only have about an hour to browse, and the room will be limited to just 5 people at a time. Shoppers are also encouraged to purchase a library book bag and fill it for $10. For more information, you can contact the Demmer Library.
It's about 5:35, and coming up, we have some news you can use, including the latest streaming service to hit the market.
Plus, experts are stressing safety first during National Consumer Protection Week. We'll have those stories and more consumer news right after this.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services.
Life is over, I'll fly away.
Alan Jackson has become a part of America's musical landscape and a country music icon over his 25-year music career.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee.
Now he delivers a powerful performance featuring songs from his very personal release entitled Precious Memories.
I love to tell the story. 'Twill be my fame and glory. Are you ours? In the blood. In the blood.
Filmed live at the historic Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee, this unique DVD captures powerful gospel performances and intimate interviews with Alan, his mother, and his wife as he reflects on his musical journey.
This is my story. This is my song.
If you call now to order this inspirational video, you'll also receive, as a very special bonus, a 2-CD collection featuring 28 classic gospel favorites.
Love lifted me. Love lifted me. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. He lives, he lives, Christ Jesus lives today.
This DVD keepsake is a priceless addition to any music collection, and it can be yours along with this bonus 2-CD collection for the special low price of $29.95 plus shipping and handling. To order, have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen.
When we all get to heaven.
And welcome back. Here we are at Friday morning, and temperatures this morning a little all over the place. We have a few areas in the teens, some areas in the 20s this morning, so all over the place thanks to some clouds that are moving through too, helping to hold temperatures up in a few areas. But look at temperatures over the past several days too. Overall, we've had highs above average except for one day, which was on Monday, and we're going to continue the streak of 3 days and in the next several days too. Look at this, lower 40s today and tomorrow. We'll do middle 40s into Sunday. Then it really warms up, even middle 50s by Monday and upper 50s into Tuesday before we start cooling things back down Wednesday into Thursday. I know our average high for this time of the year should be only in the lower 30s, so we're well ahead of pace for this time of the year. We can still get snow in March and April too, so we're not out of the woods just yet. But as you can tell, the long-range forecast showing good probability that we're going to keep this warm weather around through March 10th through the 14th, so it's going to be lasting for a little while. But this morning, though, it's all nice and quiet outside. Just a few clouds moving through. All this that you're seeing here is just some junk on the radar. None of this is hitting the ground. If there is any precipitation, it is evaporating before it hits the areas. But meanwhile, we do have this low-pressure system down toward the south. We have the polar jet stream off toward the north and a tropical jet stream to the south. We're caught right in the middle where we just can't get anything to move through. That looks to change, though, next week. We do have a chance at a little bit of rain that will be moving in next week. And again, longer range forecast showing better chances that will be above average in the precipitation department, which will be good news. We definitely need a little bit of rain. We've been very dry this winter, although with the drains frozen right now and the ground covered in snow, some patchy flooding could definitely develop. But here we are. We will need to watch this as we head towards the growing season. Many areas in abnormally dry conditions. This is the latest drought monitor that was released on March 4th. Here's Futurecast for today. Just a few clouds moving through. And we're going to continue to see plenty of sunshine throughout the daytime today with a few clouds possible tonight for a few areas. It's going to be that divide again where some clouds could develop across our northern counties and our southern counties. Looking pretty clear. So where there's clouds, temperatures may stay up a little bit and down toward the south. Maybe see a little bit more in the way of some cooler temperatures too. But everybody's seeing lots of sunshine for the day on Saturday as the weather continues to remain nice and calm. But for today, 41 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and that northwest wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, we will be cooling off 5 degrees. Partly cloudy skies is the language we're using now to take into account the clouds for our northern counties. The winds overall will be nice and calm. Looking ahead towards your Saturday, 40 degrees under mostly sunny skies, and that northwest wind at around 5 miles per hour. Here's your Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. Plenty of sunshine today, tomorrow, even Sunday into Monday. Before a slight chance of rain on Tuesday, better chances Wednesday. But the big story, the temperature is 57 on Tuesday.
Thanks, Devin. Well, Bed Bath & Beyond is hoping its own in-house brands will help revitalize its business.
And this tops our look at consumer news this morning. The big box retailer will launch 6 of its own brands in the next 6 months, aiming to get those items on shelves and on its website ahead of the busy back-to-school and back-to-college season. It'll be launching at least 10 private labels over the next 2 years, while simultaneously remodeling about 450 stores. The company expects its private label sales will grow to represent 30% of its business within 3 years.
WhatsApp is taking voice and video calls to its desktop app. And for now, the feature is only limited to one-on-one calls. But the messaging app, which is owned by Facebook, will eventually expand to include group calls. Desktop calls work both in portrait and landscape mode and appear in a standalone window on your screen. All calls are encrypted end-to-end, so the company can't hear or see them.
And the streaming market got a little more crowded on Thursday with the debut of Paramount Plus. While the service from Viacom-CBS is being touted as new, it's essentially a rebrand and an expansion of CBS All Access. Paramount Plus will be offered in 2 tiers, an ad-free option for $9.99 a month and also an ad-supported version for $4.99 a month. That free version will not be available until June. Both will feature live news and sports, including the NFL, plus a library of on-demand content from CBS, Comedy Central, MTV, Nickelodeon, BET, and other Viacom CBS networks, as well as some movies from Paramount. There will also be some original content that is only on that platform.
We've all been spending more time at home over the past year, which might be one reason there's been an uptick in emergency room visits from injuries involving certain products.
Liz McLaughlin has more on what parents should know during National Consumer Protection Week.
Many of us are welcoming warmer weather and eager to get outside. But according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, injuries on outdoor toys have been on the rise since the start of the pandemic.
When it comes to skateboards, scooters, and hoverboards, the number of injuries treated in emergency rooms is up 39%.
Electric scooters and bikes are growing in popularity, but often the motorized vehicles can reach speeds of 20 miles per hour, making safety gear even more important. With any of these outdoor toys, you'll want a helmet that fits properly and has a sticker inside showing it complies with Consumer Product Safety Commission standards.
And stay out of the street when that's possible, because this is where we see the biggest serious injuries.
Injuries from ingesting batteries are also on the rise, especially small button batteries.
When it comes to children age 5 to 9 years old, the increase is 93%, almost 100% increase from the year before.
But the biggest category increase overall during the pandemic period is injuries from fireworks and flares. Safety experts suggest leaving fireworks to the professionals, even sparklers, which may seem innocuous but can still be dangerous.
Because sparklers burn at the temperature of a blowtorch, and you wouldn't hand your child a blowtorch.
Important safety reminders with spring fast approaching. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
Some really good things to be thinking about, and also more poisoning cases have been reported during the pandemic.
That's right. So remember to always properly label and lock up your detergents, cleaning supplies, and other hazards by putting them out of reach, or secure those cabinet handles with a child-proof device.
So we said that the first day that our defense will take us where we want to go.
The Edgar boys basketball team will tip off in the Division IV tournament later today.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear how the team has prepared for this big moment.
Planning an outdoor winter adventure? You need the app from the weather team you can rely on. The WJFW Weather Watch app, featuring hourly and daily forecasts, high-resolution imagery, and opt-in push alerts to let you know when severe weather approaches. With all these features, you'll know the best days to be on the ice or when there will be fresh powder on the trails. The WJFW Weather Watch app is available in your app store now. Sponsored by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress. Weather Watch 12, from where you live.
Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio has designed beautiful and functional kitchens and baths in the Northwoods. With in-home consultation available, they provide 3D drawings of your spaces to bring your visions to life. Owner and designer Sarah has over 20 years of experience, overseen 500-plus projects, and built strong relationships with local contractors providing superior installation. Whether it's a new home or a remodel, Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio in Eagle River looks forward to making your dream kitchen or bath a reality.
On Jeopardy!
Michael, Jillian, and John, it's your time to shine.
This week marches in like a lion.
Make it a true daily double.
But won't go out like a lamb.
Final Jeopardy is going to be really intense.
Leaving players surprised.
You got it.
And a little bit desperate.
You're the father of 3.
Yeah, the triplets, they just turned 18 and college is on the horizon. Please let me win.
This week on Jeopardy!
Jeopardy! Weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
I'm Erin. And I'm Margot. We've always done things our own way. Charted our own paths. I wasn't going to just back down from moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis. Psoriatic arthritis wasn't going to change who I am. When I learned that my joint pain could mean permanent joint damage, I asked about Enbrel. Enbrel helps relieve joint pain and helps stop permanent joint damage. Plus, Enbrel helps skin get clearer in psoriatic arthritis. Ask your doctor about Enbrel so you can get back to your true self. Enbrel may lower your ability to fight infections. Serious, sometimes fatal events, including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, other cancers, nervous system and blood disorders, and allergic reactions have occurred. Tell your doctor if you've been someplace where fungal infections are common, or if you're prone to infections, have cuts or sores, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if you have persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness. Don't start Enbrel if you have an infection like the flu. Visit Enbrel.com to see how your joint damage could progress. Enbrel. Eligible patients may pay as little as $5 per month.
Welcome back. A canoe builder from Lac du Flambeau is getting some national recognition for his work with the tribe, specifically building birch bark canoes.
Newswatch 12's Morgan Johnson gives us a look at his creations and tells us how he got into the craft.
Wayne Valliere was handed the torch of canoe building when he was very young.
As far back as I can remember, I've been doing cultural things, and I got exposed to canoe building when I was in 7th grade.
His Ojibwe elders exposed him, and from his first glance on, he was hooked. By 16 years old, Valliere built his first canoe from start to finish.
I was just mesmerized by the craft, the smells and the sounds and the textures of the different materials and the different natural environments that canoe building took me into, and the places, the things that I learned there.
Seeing that his ancestors wanted to keep culture alive, Valliere only found it appropriate to do the same. Valliere would soon get the perfect opportunity to do so. About 7 years ago, Lawrence Mann left his job at a casino in Milwaukee. He decided to come back home to Lac du Flambeau.
I moved back to the reservation 7 years ago. 7-8 years ago, and I was kind of lost a little bit from my culture, and I wanted to reconnect to my culture.
Mann soon met Valliere, who took Mann under his wing.
He told me, "I'm gonna make a canoe builder out of you." I was kind of iffy because the canoe was so huge in his garage, and it was like 18-foot canoe, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, all right, I think I could do this, but I'm not sure. I'll give it a shot. And 8 canoes later, we're building canoes. Got it down.
Valliere only hopes that he can hand his torch to Mann, who will keep the fire alive for generations to come.
Everything that I've learned, I've made a promise to him that I'll pass that on to the next generation. And me being a culture teacher gives me the opportunity to pass on the knowledge that I learned from Wayne Valliere onto the next generation.
Now, Valliere and Mann work side by side teaching at the Lac du Flambeau School District, the perfect spot for them to carry on the beloved cultural traditions. Now that Valliere has mastered the craft and Mann is right behind him, Valliere is being recognized nationally for his work. Thursday night, Valliere is receiving an award by the National Endowment for the Arts virtually, which he is humbled by.
I share this award with all of my people because canoe building knowledge does not belong to me. It belongs to the Anishinaabe.
Reporting for Newswatch 12, I'm Morgan Johnson.
Wow, those are just some absolutely beautiful canoes, and it's just so cool to see them tapping into their history and keeping that culture alive.
Right, that's so important to keep the tradition going. And like you said, Peter, I mean, they're almost like works of art. They're just gorgeous. And I love that he has an apprentice now that we know is going to continue this going. It's so important to keep passing that along.
Yeah, it's really cool to see indeed. And yeah, a little cooler out here this morning too. So maybe a little cool if you're heading outside this morning. So make sure to have those coats handy for a little while this morning. We have temperatures that are all over the place. They're also working on the Derby track too. Let's show you that right now. They have the snow machines going. They just shut the lights off over there too. So maybe they're just about done over there. With the first little bits of daylight starting to show up also on the sky cam. 17 degrees in Eagle River right now. 23 degrees in Marshfield and 26 degrees in Rhinelander. Otherwise, just a few clouds moving through. You might see a little bit of moisture in those clouds, but otherwise, we're looking pretty good for us. Nothing hitting the ground. All that's evaporating. Upper 40s across the western parts of the state today. We'll do lower 40s with lots of sunshine, and down toward the south, looking pretty good too. Lower 40s with lots of sunshine. A lot more coming up after the break.
Hi, I'm Linda, and I am here because of severe chronic back pain. I have been seeing doctors after doctors. I've had back surgery, and I had enough. So I went to Dr. Scher. I am relieved. I am happy. My family and my husband are very happy that I had this done.
Are you suffering with back or neck pain and considering the possibility of surgery? At the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau, we incorporate the latest technologies, including high-intensity laser therapy that provides the highest success rates in helping people just like you avoid back and neck surgery. With our treatments, there are no drugs and no surgery, just relief. Call today for a free spinal disc severity consultation and see if our treatments are right for you. Call 715-203-4392 or visit us at spinalaid.com. Start living your life pain-free.
You have found your soulmate. Now it's time to find the perfect ring. At Golden Carat Jewelers, you can choose from an extensive selection of engagement and wedding rings. Fresh designs reflecting the most current trends, from organic, art deco, and vintage design to timeless classics in white, yellow, and rose gold. See the new Romance Collection, Lyria and Lumiere Bridal Collections, and new styles from Gabriel New York, Eskashi, and more. Engagements begin here. Will yours? Golden Carat Jewelers, downtown Minocqua.
Elizabeth, are you there? We have to get to Agent Keene before Reddington.
That's her.
All units go now. Whatever it takes. Kane! Elizabeth, I think we're long overdue for a talk.
Tonight, a murder among friends.
I'm just freaking out.
The trial that brings their secrets to light.
It's a lifestyle that I don't expect people to understand.
That was the bombshell of all bombshells.
Dateline tonight, 9/8 Central.
You're watching News Watch 12 today with Marissa Silvas, Peter Dubois, and Devin Biggs.
And welcome back. This looks like something out of an apocalyptic movie. This cell phone video from Paintsville, Kentucky police shows the ground opening up and swallowing an ambulance along with a line of trees, and the gaping crater keeps expanding and land continues to fall away. Paintsville Mayor Bill Runyon says so far the city has also lost 2 dump trucks, 2 pickup trucks, and a large SUV to the massive slip. Mayor Runyon says he has reached out to Governor Andy Beshear's office for help. The mayor of nearby Louisa has also pledged to help by sending trucks to Paintsville to assist with the cleanup. No injuries have been reported. That is just nuts. I knew that they had a lot of rain, but I didn't realize it was that much rain.
I know. I feel like, we've been talking about this all week, and yesterday we were happy to hear that those waters were receding and it sounded like the cleanup was starting, but my goodness, if they're experiencing things like that, it's just going to take even longer.
Absolutely, yeah. And, things are definitely heading in the right direction, but obviously still, causing some troubles for people. Just so glad to hear that no one was injured in those sinkholes there. Of
course.
Yeah, thank goodness. And yeah, always be careful when it rains like this, because you never know what could happen to the ground too, or landslides or anything else that might be going on too. But otherwise for us, we're in the opposite struggle. A little too dry lately with the drought monitor, but we're showing you what's going on. Right now, we do have a few clouds starting to move in. You see a little bit of moisture being detected by the radar that's up in the clouds. None of that's reaching the ground. If it is falling, it's evaporating before it does so. We should have another decent sunrise today, as those clouds will be moving away with a nice sun-filled day. But tonight's going to be the trick here. Maybe some clouds for our northern counties, the Marathon County and areas to the south. We'll see clear skies too for most of the night, so a little bit of a divide in the temperature department there. And they're already divided this morning. 13 degrees in Phillips, 27 degrees in Rhinelander, 25 degrees in Wausau, 17 degrees in Eagle River. And fortunately, not much of a wind, maybe a light breeze out of the northwest overall at around 3 to 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at your next 3 days. Lower 40s today and tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. Sunday, partly cloudy. Temperatures keep climbing, and even beyond this forecast, 50s next week. Are you two ready?
Oh my goodness, most certainly. Well, first of all, it looks like an incredible weekend ahead. I feel like we're going to see everybody out and about in their shorts for sure.
Oh, I will be. Yeah, I'll be taking those long walks. Yeah, my dog is going to be probably extra muddy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, get ready for more bath times, Peter, for your dog.
That's right. All right, well, thanks so much, Devin. And next on News Watch 12 today, a local boys basketball team fights for their chance at a state title today. We'll have a preview.
That's right. We'll have that for you. Plus, health experts are urging the importance of vaccine equity. That's coming up in our next half hour. But first, you're waking up with News Watch 12 today here on NBC.
Four years ago, I had brain surgery to remove the tumor that was wrapped around my brainstem and spinal cord. Very intense pain in my neck, headaches all the time, and permanent vertigo. I came in and I saw Dr. Dave. He did some work on my top vertebrae. The pressure was alleviated and I can actually stand. It's been wonderful and great.
When the atlas vertebra at the base of the skull is out of alignment, it causes the head to come forward, putting unnatural pressure on joints and nerves. We correct this through a new treatment called the Atlas Prophylax, a revolutionary way to realign the atlas, removing nerve pressure and even restoring blood flow. For many, symptoms and headaches disappear almost immediately.
The first thing we do when somebody comes as a new patient is we sit down and we listen and understand what's going on to see if we can help.
What are you doing?
Dude, I'm so excited. I just can't wait for summer.
Can't wait to get on the water? Then get to American Marine and Motorsports for extended boat show deals. We have tens of thousands of dollars left in manufacturer rebates. Walk in or go to our website and book your VIP shopping experience now. Get the lowest prices guaranteed and pick from the most boats and pontoons in stock than anywhere else. Don't get left out in the cold. Get to American Marine. Shawano.
Play your way. Dine your way. Stay your way. Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. Win your way.
Welcome to the show. I am Ellen DeGeneres. You will be my virtual audience.
Somebody cough. I heard a cough. Every day, Hollywood's biggest stars and your favorite games.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Ellen's season 18 is so big.
That's not as big as I thought that would be.
Ellen, weekdays at 3 p.m.
Hi, I'm Dean Hoger with Miracle-Ear of Rhinelander. If you're struggling to hear your favorite news and entertainment shows, stop in and see me for a free hearing test.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, a local boys basketball team will hit the court later today for the Division IV state tournament. We'll learn more about their dominating season so far. Plus,
waking up to a few clouds this morning, but plenty of sunshine is in the forecast. Your full forecast is coming up.
And officials at UW Health say throughout the pandemic, Black and Latino communities have been more affected by COVID-19. We'll have more on the importance of vaccine equity. It's Friday, March 5th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 today starts now.
good morning and thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Peter Dubois here with Marissa Silvas. All right, well, it's time to talk about some boys high school basketball. The D5 state tournament tipped off on Thursday morning in La Crosse.
That's right, but the action was just getting started, and the Edgar Wildcats will be hitting the court today for the Division IV tournament. This team has been nothing short of dominant. 23 wins on the season, and they haven't lost since late December.
Impressive, and this is the first time Edgar has made the big dance since 1997. For some context, that's the year I was born. That 97 squad brought home the school's only state championship, and if they're going to bring home another gold ball, they'll have to rely on their smothering defense.
So we said that the first day that our defense will take us where we want to go. The kids, I think, have totally bought into the concept of playing defense and as a team, and I think it certainly starts with our defense.
Now, Edgar will be playing at Lord's Academy out of Oshkosh later today, and we will be bringing you full coverage of that game. But how exciting for them to have reached this level again, and, would be incredible for them to bring home that gold ball.
It really would. We're wishing them the best of luck.
Yep.
Looking outdoors, Marissa, things continue to warm up, looking like next week people might even be shooting some hoops outdoors.
Yeah, even maybe this weekend. We have some warm temperatures ahead. So for more on that, let's head right on over to our weather center, and Devin Biggs in for a first check of our forecast. And Devin, really spring-like.
Very spring-like, and the picture right behind me also looks very spring-like too. We're already starting to see the sun again this morning. This is one of those more interesting sunrises as we have the clouds starting moving, which is helping to filter some of that light around too. Let's give you a full look at that picture this morning. The sun will come out within the next little while, and it's going to be another beautiful day with very limited cloud cover. In fact, the clouds will be clearing out later on today. There's hardly any moving through right now, which is causing temperatures to be kind of all over the place. 27 degrees in Rhinelander, 10 degrees in Land O'Lakes, 13 degrees in Phillips, but still 25 degrees in Wausau. A little bit of a wind this morning. That won't be a big deal. The winds will remain down throughout the day. Your remote learning forecast for today, a beautiful day on tap with lots of sunshine and temperatures making it into the lower 40s.
Thanks, Devin. Eastbound traffic on Highway 29 west of Wausau was stalled on Thursday morning after a semi-truck rolled over. Here are some pictures that were sent in by one of our viewers. The accident happened near County Road F, just east of the city of Abbotsford. Traffic did return back to normal by about 2 yesterday afternoon, and the Marathon County Sheriff's Office is not releasing any further details about the crash at this time.
Officials at UW Health say throughout the pandemic, Black and Latino communities have been more affected by COVID-19. They've also been the demographics who have been vaccinated the least so far. And UW Health officials say minorities in Wisconsin have a larger percent of their population under the age of 65, but they also have a larger percent of people working in close quarter settings, and that puts them at a higher risk. So those experts say finding a way to get them vaccinated is critical.
To vaccine needs to be really a priority. It just has to be a priority so that we can, in my opinion, at least right some wrong that has happened over the past year.
And UW Health says they've created a program called the Vaccine Patient Educator to help the Black, Latino, and Hmong communities get access to the vaccine and also build a sense of trust around it.
Individuals that are from those communities that are going to be directly one-on-one reaching out to our primary care home patients in those populations, providing one-on-one education.
The group will also help people navigate how to get their vaccines and make appointments.
Taking you across the country this half hour, 2 more astronauts will venture out on the spacewalk at the International Space Station. That tops our look ahead for this Friday. NASA's Kate Rubins will join Japan's space program's Soichi Noguchi for a spacewalk early this morning. The two will be venturing out of the International Space Station, and they will vent ammonia from the early ammonia system, along with other tasks, including replacing a wireless video transceiver. This will be the second spacewalk for Rubins.
NASA will also be providing an update on the Perseverance rover this afternoon. Mission team members will hold a teleconference to discuss the rover's firsts since landing. Perseverance touched down on Mars at the Jezero crater on February 18th, and NASA says mission controllers have made several progresses with that rover as they prepare to charter unpaved roads ahead.
I think everybody looking forward to those updates. Alrighty, well, coming up next on Newswatch 12 today, we are going to meet our furry friends of the week.
That's right. After the break, the Oneida County Humane Society introduces us to a group of adorable guinea pigs. Stay with us. We're back in 2 minutes. Can't wait.
I wish I was.
Is your basement broken? Is your crawl space a disaster? Is the concrete around your house sinking or uneven? If the answer is yes, call SureDry. Serving all of northeast and central Wisconsin, we offer permanent professional solutions to these kinds of problems. More than 25,000 satisfied customers since 1994. We've probably fixed your neighbor's basement, crawl space, or concrete, and we'd love to fix yours too. Call SureDry today.
Take a piece of chocolate if you're the tallest. Take a piece of chocolate if you're better at eating your vegetables. Take a piece of chocolate if you love sharing.
Find out this Jeopardy contestant's claim to the throne.
It is an honor to be in your presence, Your Highness.
And her royal decree.
I've waited my whole life to say this. Let's make it a true daily double.
Yes! On Jeopardy!
Jeopardy! Weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
Hi, I'm Scott.
I'm Allie.
And this is our family from Shoulders RV and Marine. If this year's taught us anything, we believe it's taught us we need to get back to the good old days of enjoying the outdoors, camping, boating, and buying from small businesses. Here at Shoulders RV and Marine, we happen to check all of those boxes. Next time you're in the market for a dock or lift, boat, camper, power sports, or nearly anything outdoors, sales, rentals, parts, or service,
we'd love you to think of us.
Shoulders RV and Marine, across from Menards, Rhinelander.
At WJFW, our Newswatch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the North Woods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. The Newswatch 12 team works hard to deliver the most important stories from around the globe, local and national sports updates, and weather reports. We are NBC Newswatch 12, news from where you live.
Now, welcome back. Here we are at Friday morning, and temperatures are all over the place again this morning. 13 degrees in Phillips, but 27 degrees in Rhinelander, 17 degrees in Eagle River. So temperatures, they're going to be up and down this morning. But over the past several days, though, they have been running well above normal. Overall, we've been above average. Set aside Monday when we were a good 13 degrees below average. But we're going to keep the streak of 3 days going for the next several days, too. Our average high only being 32 degrees. We will do the lower 40s today and tomorrow. Middle 40s into Sunday. That will feel very nice. 54 on Monday. And 57 degrees by Tuesday. So this is just amazing warm temperatures right now. The upper 40s Wednesday, the middle 40s by Thursday. So amazing warm temperatures for this time of the year. And longer range forecast March 10th through the 14th. Going to keep the probability high that we're going to continue to see these warmer temperatures too. So get outside and enjoy these warmer temperatures, which will definitely continue to melt some of that snow too and melt some of that ice off of the lakes. So here we are right now with just a few clouds currently moving through from the north to the south. Very thin cloud cover. We're seeing a beautiful sunrise starting to take place on our sky cam this morning as high pressure is right overhead, keeping us calm. We have the polar jet off toward our north and the tropical jet down toward our south. We're caught right in the middle where there isn't a whole lot going on right now, and it's going to remain pretty quiet for a little while too. So as we take a look at our latest forecast for the next several days too, precipitation outlook March 10th through the 14th. Good probabilities of us being well above average too in the precipitation department. We actually do have rain in the forecast. Also next week, this will be good news. Although it's been dry lately, this will help to accelerate some of that snow melt and hopefully get some rain into the ground too. Although the ground's still frozen and some of those storm sewers, so flooding, we may have to watch for some of that too. Although here's the drought monitor here at abnormally dry conditions so far. This was just released on March 4th, so Thursday, and we're going to continue to have to watch this as we head into growing season. But here we are. We do have a few clouds this morning. Plenty of sunshine coming up this afternoon. Another interesting situation might happen where we're going to be watching for maybe clouds across our northern counties, but clear skies across our southern counties. So the temperatures could be all over the place again as we'll be watching for these clouds to move through, but they'll quickly dissipate with plenty of sunshine as we head towards Saturday. So another nice day on tap. So here's a look at your forecast for today. 41 degrees under mostly sunny skies with that northwest wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, 5 degrees, partly cloudy skies, calm winds, so it's going to get a little cooler out there. But tomorrow, look at this, 40 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and that northwest wind at around 5 miles per hour. And your Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. Look at this, lots of dry days in store, at least until Tuesday and Wednesday, where chances of rain are possible. But look at those warm temperatures, 57 on Tuesday.
Homeward Bound on Newswatch 12 today is sponsored by Paws and Claws.
And of course, it is Friday. That means it's time for Homeward Bound. And we're actually doing this segment a little earlier than we normally do on Fridays. And another change, we usually talk about a dog or a cat that needs a home. But today, the Oneida County Humane Society sent us photos of some guinea pigs.
That's right. The Humane Society has 8 guinea pigs available right now. Get this, their names are Nugget, Newt, Oreo, Felicia, Craven, Peanut, Schnapps, and Pumpkin. Now, they're all females between 1 year and 2 years old. However, they can live between 4 and 8 years with proper care. And all the little piggies are very friendly. They're also great with children and other guinea pigs.
So cute. They all like being held, cuddled, with and getting treats. Adoption fee is $25 and it comes with a cage and some supplies.
And Oneida County Humane Society says they would really like to see each guinea pig go home with a friend so that they have someone with them at their new home. And the $25 fee is included for both piggies.
And to find out more information on all those cute little guys and all the other pets available there, you can give the Humane Society a call at 715-362-5992. You can also check out their website, ochspets.org, and more information can be found right there on your screen. But you guys, I can't believe it. These are like so cute. It's kind of fun to mix it up, right, and get some different animals in here. But yeah, definitely stressing the importance of trying to adopt a pair of them, as you know, they're very dependent on that and love having that companionship and friendship.
Sure, yeah, it'd be nice for them to have little buddies already built in, best friends. And I love their names too. How awesome were all the names?
Yeah, Peter, maybe you should get another guinea pig too, and maybe, or a guinea pig, I should say, or two, and maybe have some friends in your house too, since you already got Simba.
I don't know. You might think they're a toy.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be great.
I'm not sure that's a good idea there. Simba's lovable, but a very strong dog.
Right.
Yeah, but hopefully they all find homes.
That's right.
Alrighty. Well, coming up next, we have What's Trending, including a woman in New York City who is sharing the mystery behind her mirror.
Ooh, plus one science teacher creates an impressive backyard luge. We'll have those stories up next in What's Trending.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
At WJFW, our News Watch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the Northwoods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. The News Watch 12 team works hard to deliver the most important stories from around the globe, local and national sports updates, and weather reports. We are NBC News Watch 12, news from where you live.
In response to the delays associated with COVID-19, Furniture and Mattress USA works to make things easier and safer for you. Number one, if you like it, you can buy it right off their showroom floor. 2, all new items and arrivals will be posted on Facebook Marketplace every Tuesday, so you can see what's new for your home. 3, Furniture and Mattress USA, along with Lazy Boy Comfort Studio, will special order anything you need. Furniture showrooms located on Highway 45 North, Indigo.
Snowmobiling is a great way to find your adventure outdoors. And with thousands of trails to explore across Wisconsin, there's something new to discover at every turn. No matter which trail you ride, think smart before you start. Wear a helmet and dress for current conditions. Check with your bait shops or fishing clubs to learn more about local ice conditions. Never drink and ride. Every year, we lose Wisconsinites to snowmobile crashes that could have been prevented. The thrill of snowmobiling doesn't need to be life-threatening. Make sure you reach your destination safely every time. For more safety tips or to find a trail near you, visit dnr.wi.gov.
It's about 6:15 and time now for What's Trending. Mirror, mirror on the wall. A New York City woman looks behind one and tells all. It started with a weird draft in this bathroom, and she says she felt some cold air. You could actually see her hair blowing in the wind, and that air was coming from behind the mirror. So this is when the saga began. So look at what she found in her New York City apartment. Samantha Hartsoe found a whole lot more than just a hole. Samantha documented her discovery in a 4-part series on TikTok, and as viewers warned her not to go in part 3, yep, she goes in armed with a hammer. And those who have seen the movie Candyman, they were scared for this poor girl. Once she was inside, she found trash bags, boxes, pipes, and not just a room, she found a whole other apartment on the other side. Apparently, some buildings do have easy access for maintenance people to get plumbing fixtures, and management at Samantha's building declined to comment, but Samantha called maintenance to come over and take a look. But you guys, I was watching this yesterday and I was so captivated, and the scariest, most stressful part was that she posted the first 2 parts of her journey, her like showing the wind and the cold air, and then removing the mirror and seeing the hole back there. And then you didn't see anything for like 8 or 9 hours after she went into the hole. So you're like, is she okay? What happened to this girl? So I think everybody was just waiting to see what she found. And there's a whole other apartment.
It is wild. I mean, who would ever expect A, to see the hole there, but B, to actually discover what she found behind it? Yeah. What an amazing end to that mystery, though, and I'm sure that a lot of people, during that span where we weren't hearing from her, were, a lot of people maybe getting attention on the story and, wondering exactly what could happen. But so glad that everything's okay and she's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool, spooky too. And old buildings or any kind of buildings, you never know when they could have a secret passageway, as I like to call it. But kind of interesting. And of course, of all places, TikTok to tell us. It's like TikTok's the biggest new thing these days, and in my opinion, maybe a little overrated.
But this one told a good story. It was captivating.
A good story indeed, yeah.
Very cool. Well, mirrors are great for when you're doing your makeup, and tacos and makeup, they're an unlikely combo, but one that's actually happening thanks to Chipotle and Elf Cosmetics. The products are vegan and cruelty-free, and they're inspired by Chipotle ingredients like rice and guacamole. The eyeshadow palette also includes a coupon for free chips and salsa from Chipotle. And with the makeup line comes a new limited menu item at the Mexican chain restaurant. The vegan Eyes Chips Face Bowl will be available starting on March 10th. Other products include a Make It Hot lip gloss for $8 and a $10 extra guac face sponge set. There's also an $18 makeup bag resembling a Chipotle brown paper bag. And you guys, I like this partnership. It's very unique. I've never heard of anything like this before. A big fan of Chipotle. A little sad that there's none here in the Northwoods. So if there's any executives listening to this right now, you can go and place one right here in the Northwoods. That'd be great. You'll make me very happy. I'm sure a lot of other people too. But little known fact, you guys out there might not know, Devin and I, occasionally, we also wear makeup here on air, a little foundation here and there. So I would actually kind of be interested in getting that Chipotle bag that looks like a paper bag to hold my my stuff.
Why not?
Really cool.
Yes, a little more manly than a typical makeup bag out there, probably. So yeah, this is such a fun partnership. I too love Chipotle, and I also couldn't help but think, that I've also put avocado on my face at times, to try to get rid of the wrinkles or make yourself glow a little bit more. So, so yeah, I mean, if it's inspired by avocado and rice and all those other things, that's got to do good for your skin.
That's right.
Right, yeah, I'm not the biggest makeup expert either, but that just sounds very cool. And yeah, just a little foundation, because my face would glow like crazy without that. And maybe to carry it in, like Peter said, a little bit more, I guess, manly way, the best way to put it. But that would be very funny. You would win with that too, and you'd win with this next story. So sometimes you win and sometimes you luge. And then one Minneapolis suburb, luging is a win for the community. A morning spent at the Swanstrom residence is a morning full of twists and turns. Kids who are used to straight downhill sledding are now learning how to have old school fun with a fast-paced twist. And it's all thanks to former science teacher Paul Swanstrom. In the early 70s, Paul decided to create a sort of snow slide for his son. What he maybe thought was a one-time deal has turned into decades of perfecting the luge. Over several days, he'll gather snow from his street and driveway and stack it up from his front yard to the backyard, and 200 feet to be exact. There are 4 different banks, some as high as 4 feet, and you'll be going about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Riders have to sign a waiver and wear a mask and have fun before the snow melts. And that just sounds very interesting. I don't know, maybe I'll try it out. I mean, 15 to 20 miles per hour, at least in a car, may not sound fast, but that really gets pretty fast when you're not in a car.
Oh, absolutely. What a blast. I'm sure that that's so so much fun for everyone in that neighborhood. And how cool to have him as your neighbor, right? Like people around there really lucked out to be able to have this opportunity literally right in their own backyards.
Yeah, it makes me want to hop in the car and take a little road trip and
become his neighbor.
Be a kid again and be like, hey, mister, can I use your backyard?
So
but
fun.
I would love that. And how impressive. I wonder just how many hours it took to put that all together.
Sure.
Well, I'm sure it took a lot of hours, too. And the weather may not be helping anything snow-related coming up. I'll show you next 3 days here real quick. Temperatures will be in the lower to middle 40s with lots of sunshine throughout the next 3 days. We'll have more coming up after the break.
At R&R Flooring and Furniture, we sell products that look good and products that last.
A family-owned company that's built our business on customer service and standing behind the products we sell. You'll find Wolfcraft, Lang, Franklin, and more.
Looking to get the best sleep of your life? We have a mattress for you. Get a 15-year non-paraded hybrid mattress for 25 cents a night or less. And we also carry adjustable beds. When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses, it's easy. Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today. That's all it takes.
Eagle River Roasters, your Northwoods coffee roaster and community coffee house, has the freshest specialty coffee and tea in the Northwoods. Our coffee comes from choice Arabica beans, hand-blended and roasted on-premise for the finest specialty drinks. Fresh bakery, breakfast, and lunch served daily, our comfortable coffee house is the perfect place for meeting friends or groups. The drive-thru is also open daily. Treat yourself with a great cup of coffee or take some beans to brew at home, fresh from Eagle River Roasters, your Northwoods coffee roaster and community coffee house.
Medical bills, missed time at work, life-changing injuries, household expenses. When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. But we've dedicated our personal injury law firm to help take this crippling burden off your back. Habish, Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Start on an affordable path to your bachelor's degree with a university transfer program at Nicolet College. Choose from 3 associate degrees or personalize a transfer plan to fit your interests. You can even earn your degree entirely online. Then transfer your credits or degree to any of the University of Wisconsin colleges or hundreds of other universities. By starting your education close to home, you'll save thousands in reduced tuition and housing. Nicolet College, the smartest start to your 4-year degree.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Mix 96.5.
Welcome back. Well, do you need a good laugh while chilling on the Netflix app?
Well, of course, there's a tab for that. The streaming service has launched a new feature for mobile devices called Fast Laughs. Fast Laughs lays out a list of comedy clips from the platform. They include films, sitcoms, and stand-up specials, and the content can be found under the Fast Laughs tab.
And right now, Fast Laughs is only available for iPhones. However, Netflix does hope to make it available to Android users soon. But I like this concept. Pretty cool. You know, sometimes you only got a couple minutes, but you need a good laugh. So very, very cool concept there.
And someone who can always provide us with a good laugh is our own Devin Biggs, right, Devin? You keep us laughing here all the time. I love that.
Thank you. You got to have the fun laughs a lot of times, too. I mean, we get up at the early hours of the morning, too, and these fun laughs are a great way to stay awake. But there's also a good time to admire, too. And look right behind me, a very beautiful sunrise again on this beautiful Friday morning. Maybe a little bit cool out there. But, yeah, get outside and enjoy it and laugh today, too. Let's show you what's going on right now. Our Skycam also showing this very beautiful shot from the roof of the station. Oh, just get outside and enjoy it. Doesn't get much better than this. And temperatures right now a little all over the place. We have 16 degrees in Eagle River, 27 degrees in Rhinelander, and 15 degrees in Merrill. And hardly anything going on right now. Maybe a few clouds moving through, but a very nice day on tap today. The western parts of the state on your travel forecast, upper 40s, partly cloudy skies. We'll do lower 40s under mostly sunny skies. A very nice day on tap, and down toward the south, looking pretty good with lower 40s in the forecast. Celebrate that birthday outdoors today. Let's show you the birthday club.
Menards is your complete bathroom remodeling headquarters. Come in and check out our great selection of over 50 Magic Woods vanities. Magic Woods offers a combination of quality construction and styles ranging from traditional to contemporary that are sure to match your lifestyle. Best of all Magic Woods bathroom cabinets are 11% off. Save 11% on everything for your home. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
My name's Arthur, Merrill, Wisconsin. In August of 2019, I started getting numbness in my feet. By July of 2020, my feet were so numb, I lost a sense of balance. I thought I was walking on stilts. I seen this ad for Spinal Aid. I took 20 treatments from them, and by then my feet were 90% better and no longer felt as I was walking on stilts.
Are you experiencing weakness, numbness, and/or pain in your feet or hands? These sensations might even be affecting other areas of your body along with your balance. You might have already been diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy and are taking drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, or Cymbalta that never seems to help. Neuropathy pain ultimately diminishes your quality of life. Call Spinal Aid of Wausau today to see if our treatment methods are right for you. Call 715-203-1508 to schedule your neuropathy severity consultation, or visit us at spinalaid.com.
Get your Newswatch 12 ski and snowboard report every week on Newswatch 12 at 6 and 10 Thursday night and Newswatch 12 Today Friday mornings. The Newswatch 12 ski and snowboard report is brought to you by Sure Drive Basement Systems.
On Jeopardy! Michael, Jillian, and John, it's your time to shine. This week marches in like a lion,
Make it a true daily double.
but won't go out like a lamb.
Final Jeopardy is going to be really intense.
Leaving players surprised.
You got it.
And a little bit desperate.
You're the father of three.
Yeah, the triplets, they just turned 18 and college is on the horizon. Please let me win.
This week on Jeopardy!
Weekdays at 4:30, brought to you locally by North Star Mohican Casino Resort.
If you're a contractor or do-it-yourselfer, make Argonne Lumber your first stop. High-quality materials, personalized service, expert staff, and delivery are just some of the things Argonne Lumber is known for. Stop in and smell the lumber at Argonne Lumber, 2 locations in Argonne and Rhineland.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, a Three Lakes man initially charged with secretly recording a patient now faces another set of charges. We'll learn more. Plus,
the sun is starting to rise on this beautiful Friday morning, but how warm could it get in the next several days? Your full forecast is coming up.
State and local governments need assistance now to keep cops on the beat, to keep teachers, to keep firefighters employed.
And going into the wee hours of the morning, all 627 pages of the COVID relief bill was read and it divides the Senate even more. Now, debate is scheduled to resume on that later today. It's Friday, March 5th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 Today starts now.
we have an update on the former Rhinelander Hospital nurse charged with filming a patient naked without permission.
This week, police also charged 31-year-old Evan Sheedy of Three Lakes with 2 counts of possession of child pornography. On Thursday, Sheedy appeared in Oneida County Court virtually, where a cash bond was set for $1,000. Sheedy's preliminary hearing is set for March 17th at 11 a.m. And taking a turn as we look outdoors this morning, Marissa, really just being greeted with a beautiful sunrise right now, and as that sun comes up, temperatures will too.
Yeah, we've had a wonderful weekend. It's just going to continue into this weekend. Any outdoor activities sound like they're going to be a go. So for more on that, let's head right on over to our weather center and Devin Bigson for a first check of our forecast. And Devin, with that sunshine, it's going to be bright and beautiful.
Yeah, without a doubt, this is definitely news you can use this morning, so very appropriate there as we get ready to start things off on this beautiful Friday morning. The news, we have beautiful sunshine and temperatures that are warming up too, and the Skycam picture right behind me tells the picture nicely. Here we are, starting to rise here on this beautiful Friday morning, and temperatures will be responding to that too, with very limited cloud cover, and the clouds tend to give us some beautiful sunrises and unique sunrises at times too. But here are those temperatures here: 9 degrees in Land O'Lakes, 17 degrees in Tomahawk, and 25 degrees in Wausau. Here's a look at your bus stop forecast today. So starting about where we're at now under partly cloudy skies, but the clouds will clear out and we will have lots of sunshine this afternoon with temperatures making it into the lower 40s.
Thanks, Devin. A Rhinelander man was arrested on Thursday, and he faces multiple charges, included repeated first-degree sexual assault of a child. According to the Oneida County Sheriff, 21-year-old Malachi Hills also faces charges of exposing genitals to a child, as well as first-degree sexual assault of a child under 13. No word yet on when he will appear in court on those charges.
Marshfield City Council voted early Thursday morning to approve a resignation and separation agreement for Police Chief Rick Gramza. It's effective immediately. Gramza is charged with fourth-degree sexual assault and disorderly conduct, and he is accused of sexually assaulting a department employee on several occasions from 2014 through this past summer. The city administrator says in a news release that he has asked the Police and Fire Commission to drop criminal charges so the city can just move forward.
While the number of new confirmed COVID-19 cases in the state has now been trending down for a couple months, the number of weekly deaths is also now down to its lowest level since August. On Thursday, the State Department of Health Services reported 12 new deaths across the state. That brings our rolling 7-day average down to 11. DHS also reported 677 new confirmed cases. That brings our rolling 7-day average for cases down to 522. And in our 12-county north central Wisconsin region, they report 15 people in the hospital with COVID-19 right now. 4 of those people are in the ICU.
And taking a closer look at our numbers locally, Oneida, Price, and Clark County Health Departments reported just 1 new case. No new cases in both Forest and Lincoln counties. Down in Marathon County, 7 new cases were reported. Its active total is now at 270. Portage County also reported 7 new cases. 3 new cases in Adams County, and Langlade, Vilas, and Wood counties did not report.
The Labor Department reports 745,000 people applied for first-time jobless benefits, and this tops our news, making national headlines this morning. That's 9,000 more than the previous week, but lower than analysts had initially expected. Continuing claims for the number of people applying for benefits for 2 weeks or more fell by 124,000 to 4.3 million on people. Analysis had expected a larger jump in unemployment numbers following the winter storm in Texas, which may have pushed claims downward. But the fact that the numbers didn't jump substantially leads some analysts to conclude that the trend in layoffs may be ebbing. Some 10 million people remain out of work, according to the Labor Department, and some 18 million continue to receive some form of unemployment benefits through February 13th.
A new report shows some people who take the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine are experiencing some delayed skin reactions. That's according to a letter published in the New England Journal of Medicine. At least 12 cases have people who received the Moderna vaccine experiencing a delayed reaction, and the doctors say these patients developed large, red, sometimes raised, itchy, painful skin reactions a week or so after getting their first shot. Those reactions did clear up after nearly a week, and most were treated with just ice and antihistamines. All of them went on to get their second shots, and half had another delayed reaction. The authors say the reactions could be confused with a skin infection, but they are not infectious and should not be treated with antibiotics.
Later this morning, we'll see how many people lost jobs this month, and the federal government is releasing new unemployment numbers as the U.S. Senate ends an all-night session and begins to debate $1,400 payments and the rest of President Biden's coronavirus rescue plan. NBC's Tracy Potts has more.
Thank you all for coming on in.
President Biden gets an update on the economy today and joins a roundtable supporting his American Rescue Plan as new numbers show how many Americans are not working. The government reports 18 million people are drawing unemployment checks as the Senate considers limiting who gets $1,400 direct payments.
Comfortable with having to limit the direct payment?
Yes.
The clerk will continue the reading.
Debate on the American Rescue Plan starts this morning after the clerk
20 U.S.C. 7544A23 and other related activities
read all 628 pages of the bill.
The vast majority of this has nothing to do with COVID relief.
State and local governments need assistance now to keep cops on the beat, to keep teachers, to keep firefighters employed.
Count me out for a $1.9 trillion spend fest unrelated to COVID.
Today, Democrats and Republicans offer amendments to add or take away from the plan.
I will be offering an amendment
to raise the federal minimum wage from $7.25 an hour.
The president's plan is massively excessive. It needs to be cut back and focused where need is real.
The need is real, but lawmakers disagree on how to deal with it. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
It's now about 6:36, and coming up next in sports, one local basketball player is recognized for her efforts.
That's right. Nate Myhawk will join us with more in his morning sports report.
And a beautiful sunrise again this morning with a few clouds moving through. Your full local forecast is coming up next.
I think there are a lot of benefits to schooling our children from home. We get to spend a lot of time with them, and there are eureka moments like seeing them walk for the first time, or they figure something out and they're so excited about it.
The RVA really does work with each family to individualize each child's education to help them really succeed.
This is like the best thing in Wisconsin in terms of school.
For us, the RVA was our first and best choice of schools to choose.
We love the RVA.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Right now, get the cheeseburger pizza for just $12. Papa Murphy's.
Marilyn Milian, Justice.
Just stop. What you don't know about the law would fill a library. Pay the man.
The People's Court.
Northwoods Accents, located in Mercer, features a wide variety of high-quality custom log and rustic furniture, all made in the USA. View our best craft living room sets. Handmade products from local craftsmen. Denali blankets to warm your winter. All products have year-round low prices with no sales pressure. The owner is available to assist you with any questions. Stop by Northwoods Accents, 5079 US Highway 51 in Mercer.
How do I use better than bouillon? I just add a spoonful to my marinades.
To stir fries?
Sauces.
Just whisk it in.
Brush it on. Sauté.
It adds a cooked all day taste.
That doesn't take all day.
Better than bouillon. Don't just make it better.
You gorilla tape that?
No, why? Gorilla Tape, of course.
Gorilla Tape is 3 times stronger for a hold that lasts. For the toughest jobs on planet.
And here we are being greeted with a beautiful sunrise again this morning with a few clouds moving through. I'll step off the screen and give you a nice look at this beautiful artistic shot this morning. And temperatures are going to respond to that beautiful sunrise too. Right now they're starting off a little cool this morning at around 15 degrees in Merrill, 27 degrees in Rhinelander, and 14 degrees in Eagle River. So some areas are down, some areas are up too. But we're really going to warm up today. Lower 40s today and tomorrow, and then middle 40s Sunday. And then look at this. We have 50s on this chart, and they keep edging up with each forecast. We're in the middle 50s Monday, upper 50s Tuesday, before we start cooling things back down into the upper 40s Wednesday, middle 40s Thursday. Note our average high 32 degrees for this time of the year, so we're well ahead of par, which means we could still see some snow for this time of the year too. And longer range forecast, look at this. This warm stretch looking to continue. The darker the shade of color indicates the higher probability of being above average, and we have a good shot of being above average March 10th through the 14th, so that will be feeling pretty nice and melting some more of that snow and ice too. But here we are, a few clouds moving through this morning. There's a little bit of moisture showing up, but none of that is reaching the ground. We will have another sun-filled day thanks to high pressure parked right over us right now with another system, with another jet stream, the polar jet stream moving off toward our north, and the tropical jet down toward our south. We'll call it right in the middle where we just can't seem to get any precipitation right now, and that's going to change as we head towards next week and the week after that too. Here's the probability forecast for March 10th through the 14th, showing good chances of above average precipitation too, and in fact we do have rain on the way next week. So while this is good news overall, we've been relatively dry this winter. This won't be good because the ground is frozen. Some of the storm sewers might be frozen, so we may have to watch for a little bit of flooding too. And here's the latest drought outlook too. This was put out yesterday. Still abnormally dry for us, so we will need to watch this as we head through growing season. So futurecast for today, we do have a few clouds this morning, but lots of sunshine coming up this afternoon. We saw this next instance happen earlier this week where we had clouds across our northern counties coming off of the lake, And our southern counties looking clear. That could happen again tonight, but that will fizzle out throughout the day on Saturday with plenty of sunshine again. So another nice day on the way for your Saturday. Before today, 41 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and that northwest wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, 5 degrees. We're going to call it partly cloudy overall because of the differences in the viewing area between clouds and no clouds. The wind overall will be remaining nice and calm. Here's a look at your Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. Sunshine's back on Saturday. Temperatures in the lower 40s. Temperatures start climbing in a Sunday under partly cloudy skies. 50s Monday, partly cloudy, a slight chance of rain on Tuesday. 57 degrees. Then Wednesday, better chances of rain will be in the forecast.
Pretty amazing. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, several local basketball stars were recognized over the past week, and Newswatch 12's Nate Myhawk joins us now to explain it all.
Well, good morning. The girls' basketball season came to a close last week, but we're still celebrating the accomplishments of some local superstars. And one of those bright spots is Lakeland Union's Juliana Ouimet. For the second year in a row, she was named to the Coaches Association All-State Honorable Mention Team, a huge award for a sophomore. And this past season, Ouimet led the T-Birds in scoring, rebounds, assists, and steals per game. She also finished second in the entire state for both points and steals. Everybody who saw her play shouldn't be surprised with this announcement, but Juliana was actually caught off guard.
It was announced over the loudspeaker, and then I didn't hear it because I don't know where I was during the announcements, but then my teacher started congratulating me throughout the day. Then they told me what it was on, so I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, just casually learning you made All-State, no big deal, right? And even though she's only a sophomore, getting this recognition is helping her get more comfortable out on the court.
It's really cool, and like I said before, it's really confidence boosting to know that I can play with all these girls across the state, like I'm up there with them. And so it's just it's really cool and really confidence boosting.
Next year, Juliana will be joined by her sister, and I have a feeling we'll see a lot of highlights from those two. So this is normally the point where I throw it back to you guys, but Marissa, today is the final day that we'll be working together. And although you've moved on from your days as a sports reporter, it was so great to have your insight. Griffin and I learned so much from you and from your advice. And to be honest with you, your words of encouragement from time to time meant the world to me, and I mean that so sincerely. So on behalf of Griffin and the entire sports department, I want to thank you for everything and wish you the best of luck in your future. We'll see you around.
Oh my goodness, I was not expecting that. I'm already tearing up and I have 15 more minutes to get through, Peter. But thank you, Nate and Griffin. Sports is my passion, and I'm so proud of you guys.
Thanks, Nate, and I think you speak for all of us there. Well, coming up, we're going to say a very special farewell to you, Marissa. But
first, Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with a recipe for a skillet Parmesan pork.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
If you're looking for ways to get dinner on the table fast, I mean really fast, nothing beats pan frying. What I like about pan frying is that it helps seal in the juices while allowing the outside of whatever you're cooking to get nice and crispy. To show you what I mean, we've got a tasty new dish for you to try tonight. We begin by cutting a pork tenderloin into chunks and then flattening them between a couple of pieces of wax paper or a plastic storage bag. Pounding these nice and thin will not only allow them to cook super fast, but it also creates more of a surface area, which is where all the flavor will be. Now we coat our cutlets with some Italian breadcrumbs that we mix with some Parmesan cheese and a bit of salt and pepper. After we cook down some onions and garlic in olive oil, we saute our cutlets in the same pan. The cutlets are going to absorb all that flavor from the onions and garlic while they cook. In less than 5 minutes, when the breading is golden and the pork is cooked through, it's ready to serve. And although this is crazy quick, don't think for a minute that it's going to lack flavor. No siree. It's just the opposite. These are amazing. To get the recipe for what we call our skillet Parmesan pork, all you have to do is visit our website. You know, this is really tasty. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a one-pan way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Feel it? Yeah.
Here's your Newswatch 12 Snowmobile Trail Report, brought to you by your local Northern Wisconsin and Upper Peninsula Ski-Doo dealers.
When you call a company other than Maher Water Corporation to service your water treatment system, do you really know what or who you are getting? Many companies just measure you up to do a bang-up job, then charge hundreds of dollars and have you sign service contracts. Maher's technicians are trained to not only service our own water care equipment, but most others as well. So if you don't want just any service tech servicing your water equipment, call us at Maher's today.
Are your floors looking worn and outdated? Stop by Eagle Floor Covering in Eagle River for all your flooring needs.
View our large selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, tile, and area rugs.
We have a knowledgeable staff, competitive pricing, and free estimates. Locally owned and operated for over 2 decades.
Come in and let over 40 years of combined sales and service experience help you select the right floor for your lifestyle and budget.
Eagle Floor Covering on Twilight Lane off Highway 70 West, across from Eagle River Cabinets.
How would you like to lower or have no energy bill? Olson Solar Energy and West End Brothers Electric are going to make that dream a reality with a free solar energy system. Go to olsonsolarenergy.com and enter to win a 3-kilowatt system worth up to $10,000. You could power your home with natural, clean energy and slash your utility bills. Go green, save green. Learn more at olsonsolarenergy.com.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River.
Welcome back. Well, it's another bittersweet day here at News Watch 12 as we say goodbye to another colleague and an even better friend, Marissa. And we have a video to montage and highlight all of just a few of your many incredible accomplishments and moments here at the station. So before I get choked up, let's take a look.
Good morning, and thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Marissa Silvas. Really fun to see them enjoying it in Chicago. They were getting some air on some of those sledding hills. The sun setting on their season, but we got to check out the sunrise out there this morning. For more on that, let's head right on over to our weather center, and Devin Biggs in for a first check of our forecast. And Devin, it kind of looks like a painting out there. The Packers are 2-0 against Seattle at Lambeau in the playoffs.
You know, Andrew, first of all, look at this scene. It is incredibly gorgeous out here. A winter wonderland in celebration of the Packers' victory.
Well, in honor of it being Earth Day and also the fact that spring is here, or at least kind of here, what better way to celebrate than by adding a little greenery to your house? This one is a chocolate raspberry bomb, and so I'm just going to place it in my mug. But it's really easy, you guys. You just warm up the milk, pour it right on top, and then just give her a little stir. Oh, there it goes. I wish you guys could see this. I'm sorry. It's really exciting. You have sauce on your mouth.
That's okay.
That's the way to eat it, right? You got to get a little messy.
It's just what happens when you eat barbecue.
Hey, Peter, drop me a beat.
I got you, Marissa.
This is a story all about how Will Smith turned Airbnb upside down. How'd I do?
Very good.
Okay.
That was
really
good.
Fun.
Oh my gosh, Tori, you are a rock star. I love you.
Now this is fun. I wanted to do this my whole life.
There you go. Now come out the bottom. Perfect. You're doing good. Quit shaking. It's all good. Okay, now.
And here we go. All right. Hey, quick, slow. Quick, slow. Are you ready to move, shake, drop?
Oh, I'm ready.
Drop it.
Go.
It went over there.
I'm literally shaking like a leaf. Are we going to do arms up?
Oh, are we? I don't know. Are we going to do arms up?
I'll do arms up.
How about when?
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. Right now? It's making a lot of noise. It's making more noise?
I can't see.
Okay.
I don't even know what I look like right now. We want to thank everyone so much for joining us through all of 2019. And happy 2020 early, everybody.
2020.
Yeah, go out and play with the snow, right?
Oh my goodness, I love that so much, you guys. I've been crying all morning, but I couldn't help but just be smiling and laughing through all of that because there are so many amazing memories here. And for those of you who don't know by now, today is my final day here at Newswatch 12, and this is now my second time saying goodbye to you. I was originally hired here in October of 2011 as a sports anchor and reporter, and I will forever be indebted to Heather Shalek for hiring me and helping me realize my lifelong dream. And that's led to almost a decade on air now, most recently back here on the morning show. And the first time I came here, Heather chose me, but this time around, I chose the Northwoods. My husband and I were weighing where we wanted to be to raise our son, and we quickly realized that Rhinelander just checked every box. We love the people, the sense of community, and really the up north friendliness. So getting to wake up with you for the last 3 years has been a privilege, and as you saw, a ton of fun. And the schedule, though, of course, is less than ideal, but it's allowed me to be home all day, every day with my son, Cruz, and that to me is so priceless. I have countless amazing memories from this show, starting with my OG crew of Angela, Tyler, and Nick. I love you guys so much. And now Peter, Devin, and our producer, Kevin. You guys are the best little brothers I could ask for. You always keep me laughing, and I know that the show is just going to continue to thrive. And to our incredible behind-the-scenes crew, John, Carol, Jordan, and Logan, your support has meant the world to me. Our morning crew really is so special. They're very hardworking, they're hilarious, and a blast to be around in the middle of the night. And to all of our show guests and viewers at home, I truly appreciate all of your kind words. It means the world to me to have been just a small part of your day. I'll miss you all so, so much, but I'm always going to be rooting for the Northwoods, and I'm so grateful to have had this time with all of you, so thank you.
Thank you, Marissa. And words can't even describe how much you'll be missed here. But, you know, we're going to say a little bit. But first, we're going to check in with Devin for a look at our weather.
Oh, gosh, how can you come back with that? That is just so hard to get me emotional now just thinking about that. Marissa, just thank you for everything. Let's take you to trivia right now before I lose it right now. How many hours of daylight do we have right now? The answer when we come back.
Elevate your curb appeal and protect your home with Atlas Roofing from Menards. The roof is easily one of the most overlooked features of any home, even though it is one of the most important. Built with beauty and durability in mind, Castleberg shingles will add great value to your home while protecting it for years to come. All Castleberg shingles now $19.99 after 11% rebate. Save 11% on everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Your Newswatch 12 Ski and Board Report starts now. Brought to you by Sure Dry Basement Systems.
The kitchen remodel project was a major project. After checking around, we went to Featherstone, and we were so glad we did. There was electrical work, plumbing, enlarging a doorway, and of course, all the cabinets, countertops, and fixtures. The minute I walked in the door at Featherstone, I knew I was in the right place. Featherstone coordinated every aspect of the project, the whole thing. They made it easy. And I can't say enough about how much we appreciated the personal attention Featherstone gave us.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams.
American Family Insurance.
Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Here we are, your first trip to Minocqua Popcorn and Puffs.
Cheesy caramel? Cheesy caramel, and I'd like to have some of the Dan's Marvelous Ice Cream also. Wonderful.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Maria Seefeld with Miracle-Ear of Marshfield. If you're struggling hearing your favorite news or TV shows, please stop in and see me for a free hearing test.
Good morning. Coming up on Today, we are live in Baghdad. The Pope has started his first ever papal visit in Iraq. We'll have a firsthand look at the mission that he's on and the intense security surrounding that trip. Also ahead, as you may know, I lost my older brother, Lawrence, to colon cancer a few months ago. His fight has led me and my younger brother to get a little bit more serious about our health and to get screened for this disease. So this morning, our important and deeply personal conversation is Ryan undergoes his very first colonoscopy, and our hope is that it will inspire everyone out there to do the same. Plus, Guy Fieri is going to join us live, the mayor of Flavortown himself. Guy's going to share his mission to help local restaurants and a burger recipe that you just might want to try this weekend when we see you here on Today.
And before we leave you this morning, a special birthday shout out to our Minocqua Popcorn winner, Mackenzie Dix from Rhinelander. Happy birthday, Mackenzie, and congratulations. You win a half-gallon bucket of gourmet popcorn from Minocqua Popcorn.
And to enter that special someone or coworker into Newswatch 12's birthday club, just head on over to WJFW.com at least 2 weeks before their special day. That's where you can enter their name and upload a photo for us to air. You can also send us a photo and information to the station. Attention Northwoods Birthday Club, 3217 County Road G in Rhinelander.
And your trivia question for today, how many hours of daylight do we have right now? Is it 9 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours, or 12 hours? What do you guys think?
Oh, I haven't been paying close attention. I'm going to go B.
You're going to go B?
I think it's C, Devin.
C it is, 11 hours, 11 hours, 24 minutes to be exact, and we're going to continue to gain daylight up until the until the summer solstice. Geez, getting my facts wrong here. But otherwise, we will be seeing a lot of sun and not much rain, which is not helpful for the drought monitor at all. But temperatures starting out very nicely this morning. 15 degrees in Eagle River, 24 degrees in Rhinelander, and 16 degrees right now in Tomahawk. So temperatures looking pretty good right now with a very calm wind also. And really a very nice day. Get outside and go out for that walk too. Here's a look at your next 7 days though. Look at this. The temperatures will continue to warm up. Upper 50s by next Tuesday. That is something to celebrate.
Alrighty, well, it is now the end of our show in a moment that we have all been anticipating and I guess dreading, you could say, Marissa. This is just one of the toughest goodbyes I have ever personally had to make, but we were just so excited for you and to hear about your next adventure.
Thanks, Peter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was supposed to say something.
Yeah,
Marissa. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. I've been so speechless there. But Marissa, we love you. You saw in the break I lost it there. But Marissa, just put it short and short. We love you and thank you for everything.
Thank you.
I love and appreciate you guys so much. And for everybody at home, I'm sure everyone's curious as to where we're going. We're going to Disney World, guys. My family and I are moving to Orlando. I have an opportunity to work at Spectrum News 13 there, and I am thrilled to be moving closer to family. That is the main reason we're leaving all of you. My mom's there, my grandma, I have aunts and uncles and cousins, and we are just over the moon to be able to be close to family and have that support system and be somewhere a little warmer.
And we are so happy for you, Marissa, and you know we'll be watching.
Absolutely.
We'll be cheering for you, Marissa.
Thanks so much, you guys. And for one final time, everyone at home, thank you so much for joining us. It has been a privilege and an honor to wake up with you every morning. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Take care.
Your latest news and weather tonight on Newswatch 12 at 6.
Good morning. Breaking news, history in the making. Pope Francis touching down in Baghdad this morning, the first pope ever to visit Iraq at a time of heightened violence and tension there. Just ahead, his mission and the new inside details just surfacing about those U.S. airstrikes in Syria last week. Why one attack was called off at the last minute by the president himself. On the record, 2 women claiming they were harassed by New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, telling their stories on camera for the first time. The latest straight ahead and the troubling new report overnight, alleging top Cuomo aides altered a key report to hide the COVID death toll at the state's nursing homes. Moving ahead, the Senate set to begin debate on President Biden's nearly $2 trillion COVID relief